Hey, Robin Robbins here, founder and author of TechnologyMarketingToolkit.com, where we specialize in helping managed service providers get more clients and better quality clients. And this is the second video in a series that I'm shooting for the Level Platforms MSP Community Summit. And I'm answering some common questions that have come in about marketing and selling and growing your business that I'm going to be answering in more details at the summit, but giving you some quick answers now. Another question that came in was, what is the first step a managed service provider should take when considering a marketing strategy? So you're sitting there in your office and you're going, hey, we need more clients around here. We need to increase sales, profitability. And the question is, where do you start? Now, I know what most of you are going to be thinking is you're going to be thinking media. You're going to be thinking, should we do Google pay-per-click? Should we do direct mail? Should I hire a telemarketer? You're going to be starting to think about the tactical execution. And I'm going to tell you that's a big mistake that most managed service providers make, and you don't want to do that. Really, where you want to start is a process. It's actually 7 words I'm going to give you that's going to tell you where to start. And if you will take these 7 words to heart, it will give you the single biggest competitive advantage in business, in pricing, and in marketing over anything else I can teach you. If before you do any marketing, you take these 7 words to heart. And that is, start with the who, not the what. So in other words, when I say start with the who do you want to attract as a client? Who is your ideal customer? So questions you need to ask yourself are, who is out there with big unsolved problems? And when I say that, I mean specifically. Maybe it's a niche. Maybe it's doctor's offices. Maybe it's dentists. Maybe it's realtors. Or maybe you're going after nonprofits. But you got to figure out who it is that you want to attract and who has big unsolved problems going on right now. Second question, who is out there with a flexible wallet? In other words, if they got a big problem, they have to be able to pay for it. And this is another question a lot of people don't think about when they're designing their managed services plans. What they do is they basically look around at everyone else, what's everyone else doing, and then they price their services somewhere in the middle, so they're not the cheapest, but they're not the most expensive. And then they just go out there and they try and market it to every single business that's 10 computers to 200, 500 computers. And then they wonder why they aren't getting anywhere, because that's not a defined niche. Every business that's in your area with 10 to 100 computers, that is a massive, wide, broad brush, okay? A CEO of a 10-person company is a lot different than the CEO of a company with 100 computers. They got different needs. They've got different situations. They're going to be have different buying criteria. I mean, someone who's got 100 PCs, if they're calling you, they're going to want to know, do you have the bandwidth? Do you have the team to support us or not? So these are really important questions. Another one is, who's out there with an eagerness to buy? Who is already looking for your services or your solution? And who can I reach cost effectively? All right. Now that can be small business owners. That can be, if that's your niche. If you say, hey, look, I go after small business owners that have a server and anywhere from maybe 8 to 50 computers or whatever it is, that's a better niche than just saying everybody with a server was 10 to 50, 100 computers or whatever it is. But you want to know, who can you reach cost effectively as well? Because if you look at your marketplace, and I'm in Nashville, and in Nashville, let's say, and there's more than this, but let's just say if I took every business that had between 5 computers and 100 computers and I looked at that market niche, there are easily over 2,000 businesses, okay? So I don't know what it is for you, but let's just say that was for your market. And if you're in Chicago or in LA, it's going to be a lot more. Now, let's imagine you're going after 2,000 prospects. Ask yourself, if you were to do just, say, a postcard campaign, just a simple postcard, one time, that's going to cost you $2,000 to $3,000. Most people, that blows their budget right there. And that's just one postcard campaign, which can hardly even be considered a campaign. It's not really going to get you anywhere. You have to have repetition. You're going to have cross media. You're going to have websites. You're going to have telemarketing follow-up, all these things. So you can start seeing, if you're not looking at who can you reach cost effectively, how can you narrow this down to a smaller, more focused, more targeted group of prospects that you can cost effectively market to properly, you're dead man walking if you're that big in general. Then who do I have an affinity with? So let's suppose you are already doing marketing for nonprofits. Well, it's natural that you would go after other nonprofits. Or maybe you have one client that's a dentist and you've done a great job for this dentist and you've really transformed their business and their operations and lowered their costs or whatever magic that you've worked for them. Well, if you've done it for one, then it's natural that you might go after other dentists in your area. Or maybe in a previous life, you worked at a manufacturing plant and you understand how the workings of manufacturing happen or the operations there. So that's like an affinity with that kind of market. So that's another question you would ask yourself. And you'd also ask yourself, who do I want to be a hero to? Who is the person that you want to save? I know that sounds kind of hokey, but really, if you're looking to do a service for other people and help people, ask yourself, who do you want to be a hero to? Now, at the summit, I'm going to go into much more detail on target marketing, how do you craft the right message to go to the right market, and cost-effective ways that you can get new clients and that have been proven because I've already done this for over 5,000 managed service providers. So I'm going to show you what really does work and what I've seen over the decade that I've been doing marketing for managed service providers. So with that said, that's the answer to that question, and I will look forward to seeing you at the summit.